Yeah, man. It's the one and only DJ Chase, man. I told y'all I'm back, man. 2026, bigger and better, man. We always got the interviews. We got great artists, great talent, great musicians, great business people, all of that. But today we got DC's own JusBam. But before we get started, I want to pay the bills. So make sure you download that DJ Chase Radio mobile app, man. iPhone, Android. Podcast directory. Use the promo code DJ Chase to get 20% off your order. Get in touch with the hottest podcasts, such as myself. Groove, the hottest platform to get in touch with players, curators, get real feedback from real people, not bots. Meet Mafia Steaks, Lake Wiley, South Carolina. And last but not least, GCPR, man, the hottest PR and marketing firm in the business. But with that being said, we got the super dope, the super talented JusBam in the building. I would say DC or Nashville. What do you represent?
I mean, I represent both. I live in Nashville, but I represent DC.
DC, gotcha.
You got to represent your hometown.
yes, for sure. And with that being said, I want to, I want to talk about your journey because, like I said, you working. I received the record. You know what I'm saying. So I like to, you have a very, very unique career, and like I said, you've been doing this for a little minute. So I want to, kind of introduce you to the world and things like that. Can we do that today?
Yes, we can.
For sure. Love it. Great. So with that being said, I do want to ask this, Bam. How did you get started? Like, tell us about your journey. How was it growing up in? Well, first of all, what part do you represent? DC. What part of DC represent?
I grew up in Southeast DC, which is if you know DC area. I grew up on a military base. My dad was in the Army.
Oh,
so that's how we originally moved there when I was very young. And so we lived in Southeast. And if you know the history of Southeast, it's kind of like the rough part. But being on the military base gave us a unique experience because we went to school with Southeast, but we were kind of, held to our little area. But I think when I started off doing theater. I didn't start off as a rapper. I started off doing plays and drama. I went to a school, Duke Ellington School of Performing Arts in DC as a theater major. So rap music was not in my immediate radar. I thought I was going to be on Broadway.
Oh, wow. Okay, gotcha. That's totally different. That's for sure.
It's different,
Yeah.
I think it plays a role because, when you rap, you embody personalities and different acts, different ways of your style. I think it's a part of my style. I didn't start wanting to rap probably till I got to be about 18, 19. I started freestyling and doing spoken word. And then I entered a rap battle because my friends hyped me up and I ended up winning it. But then I spent the next 3 years battle rapping.
For sure. Love it. And being do you feel like hip hop is easier as a success rate than being like in theater and stuff like that?
Theater is hard. It's a hard industry to break into, and it's a lot of work. So when you're doing a play, you're doing a play every day, 5 nights a week for 3 months. So I would say the scheduling part is harder. I think hip hop creatively is harder because you're making it up. A play, you learn the lines, you memorize it, someone else wrote it, someone directs you, tells you where to move, how to stop. When you're making music, it's all you, and you have to create that from scratch. So I think that's the hardest difference.
I totally understand. Nah, for sure. And was your dad? I know he was in the military, but did he did he do any like in music or anything like that?
My dad right now is a DJ.
Okay, that's what's up.
Is I would definitely say my parents are my musical influences because they were always a music household. We went to concerts. I saw Parliament very young. I was Frankie Beverly. We would go to music festivals. My dad is very into the art, and I think that made a big difference seeing those performers live. Like the first time I saw, I want to say it might have been we went to like a hip hop show. It had Dougie Fresh, Salt and Pepper, all these people, and I was like, "Ooh, I could do that. I want to do that. That looks dope." So my dad is definitely a reason why I'm a music fan, a concert fan. He loves that stuff.
Yeah, love it. And as well too. With that being said, like I said, I want to, I gotta ask this, right? DC, go or Baltimore club music? What you got?
Go
Go
all the way, all day, every day. Baltimore. My family's from New Jersey, and
Yeah,
so the club music, the house music, the electronic. That's always been in my grain. But
yeah,
growing up in DC, you can't escape it.
yeah,
You become go go. I
yeah,
think the first time I rapped in front of a crowd was
yeah,
with the band.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
so
Love it,
that's
love it,
like
love it.
a culture.
So I
But
gotta ask TCB or the Backyard Band. Who you got?
oh, don't do me like
Oh, I
that.
am.
Those are all
I'm
good
from New York,
questions.
so but I go to DC all the time. So
Oh my god. Oh,
I'm a TCB guy
TC.
myself, though.
Yeah, I mean, I got a special place in my heart for polo. If okay, I'm gonna say backyard.
Backyard.
Ooh,
All right.
don't beat me up, DC. Don't beat me up. And the reason I say backyard is
Yeah,
because I grew up with them. We were in
yeah,
high school, like growing
yeah,
up, that was our band we followed. So
yeah,
I remember
yeah,
sneaking out my window to go see Backyard.
yeah, yeah.
I
Love
think
it.
CCB is culture, like part of I love them
Mm,
being in DC and being in the music industry in DC.
mm.
But if you hit,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna go
yeah,
with Backyard. I'm gonna go with Backyard.
yeah. For sure, for sure. And I want to ask you this question now. Now, currently you're in Nashville, and my show is dedicated to music education, is dedicated to music business, right? And with that
Right.
being said, like, what is like one of the hardest things you had to deal with as a female artist in the music business, especially in Nashville, because Nashville is more country, and it's not as you don't really know it for hip hop, but you know it for country. What is like one of the
hmm
hardest things that you had to deal with as a female hip hop artist in Nashville?
Stereotypes.
Mm,
Uh,
mm,
I feel like I always have to explain that
mm-hmm.
I'm not like them. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
You mean as a female artist, when I walk into the room,
Mm,
female rap artists, they expect
mm,
what is commercial.
mm.
They expect, and I'm totally different from that. And I think that's probably one of my biggest challenges, getting past that first initial stigmatism that female artists are given.
Mm,
Um, and I think the second hardest thing about being a female rapper is it's like you have to, and I know this is cliche, but
mm,
you have to be 5 times better than your competition.
mm,
So every studio you walk in, you got to walk in prepared. You
mm,
got to walk in always professional,
mm.
because you know you're always looked at differently.
Yeah,
you know. And I
yeah.
get it. Women are making their name now. We're standing up. We're getting the same budgets as everybody else. Because earlier in my career, that was a big thing.
Mm,
We get the lesser budgets. It's harder for us to get
mm,
on radio and stuff. So,
mm.
but I think now it's becoming more where the industry is going, that women are marketable
Yeah,
beyond.
yeah.
We still don't have the variety that I wish we had.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Totally
Different
understand.
layers. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. And with that being said, so do you feel like right now, like female hip, because there was a point in time when female hip hop was just like overly sexed out, overly sexualized, and things like that. Do you feel like it's
Mhm.
getting more lyricism for females, as it was in the '90s with us growing up? Do you feel like it's getting back to that?
I do. I think I definitely see a shift in the change. I definitely see.
Mm,
I think, and I don't think hip hop is changing. I think the listeners are,
mm,
because when you think about it, our kids are that age, and now
mm.
we're like, do you always got to be twerking? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah, yeah.
I think I think that there is a shift in the industry right now where the people are looking for that nostalgia. They're
Mm,
looking for lyricism. They're looking for not just body.
mm, mm,
I always say some of the best female rappers, they come out, they be great, and
mm,
then they're in a thong. Why did you wear? You were great before
mm,
that. You didn't
mm.
need that. So
Yeah,
I think there is a shift. I think parents. I think the culture is starting to want to make us more accountable
mm,
for what we say and do.
mm,
And I think we lost that a little bit because we were just trying to get in, you
mm,
know.
mm,
So
mm,
I hope there's a shift in it. I
mm.
want to say
Yeah, yeah,
I hope
definitely.
so.
Yeah, soon. And I do want to answer this question as well too. Like, do you feel like what inspires your professionalism as far as like you have a website? Most rappers do not have a website. Most rappers do not have anything that you have going on. Like, what keeps you? They just give you an Instagram page and be like, oh, check out my music. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, I'm
And they
not. But
Spotify link. That's all they
yeah, Spotify
got.
link. That's all I got. You know what I'm saying? So, what keeps you professional and like having a website? Servicing your music properly. What keeps that professionalism?
I think that comes from me being in that art culture for so young, so young. When you go to a
Mm,
school of the arts, they teach you that.
mm,
And one thing I've always learned from all of my mentors in hip hop is that you always be professional. It's all about the presentation. You know what I
mm,
mean? Like
mm.
even when I do a show, I print my own flyers. I lay them on the table. They black and white flyers, but it's all about the presentation.
Yeah, yeah.
I tell artists all the time, you're not an artist until you have your stuff registered, you have a
Mm,
website, you have a place to contact you, beyond streaming and DPS.
mm,
I think I got that from just being in the in the industry of entertainment as
mm.
long as I have. And I that's one of my biggest things with me. I always feel like I want to show up professional.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
all about that. Like I don't. It doesn't matter that I'm underground. I walk in the room. I feel just like Megan. I'm
Mm,
no different
mm,
than everyone else.
mm,
And also, I think that any profession that you get into, you have to study the craft. You have to understand the business of it. If you were running a clothing line, you would know how to market your clothes, how to
mm,
build a website. I think people lose that as artists. We forget
mm,
it's a
mm.
business.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still a brand. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah. Definitely. Love it, love it. And I want to ask you this as well too. Like, what inspired you to move to Nashville versus staying in DC?
I actually originally came here for college. I went to
Oh, okay.
Tennessee State University.
Oh,
Go
okay.
Tigers!
Okay. I got you. Okay.
And then after I got here, I fell in love with the culture here. And
Mm,
Nashville is one of those places where if you're in the music business, you can actually be a part of it. You can
mm,
walk in BMI and get a consult for an A&R. You can
mm,
go
mm,
to professional studios. You can
mm,
you can there are so many classes and
mm,
mentors and writers nights and open mics.
mm,
And I just kind of felt like that
mm.
was more inviting for me in DC. DC has a ceiling, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
You can only get so far. No matter
Yeah.
how much stuff I did, I was only gonna get here.
Mm, mm,
Coming to Nashville, it just opened it up
mm.
completely. And they're like, "Oh, you're a professional musician.
Yeah,
Didn't
yeah,
matter,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know."
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that's one of the biggest drawbacks. Now when I talk about Nashville, I know I feel kind of different. So now it's so saturated, and everybody wants
Mm,
to move here, and it's like that.
mm,
But and affordability was another big thing. It's the
mm.
cost of living.
Yeah, DC is
Able to move.
expensive,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm from New
it's
York, so
beautiful. I know my
yeah,
family makes jokes about me all the
yeah.
time.
DC is
I'm
too
like, oh,
expensive. Yeah.
I pay 1,000 a month in your rent. That kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I totally understand. Yeah, I'm in Charlotte right now, but so I do understand where you're coming from with that. And I want to ask you this too. Do you like playing with a band better, or do you like playing with a DJ better?
A band.
Band.
I like it.
I
Yeah,
figured that.
yeah. I
Yeah.
like. It's a different energy.
Mm.
It's a different vibe, and you can switch it up. It's not the same.
Mm.
Every time it's just more fun. I want to tour with a band. That's my goal.
Nice. For sure, for sure.
That's that
Yeah.
DC though. That's that go go energy though.
Yeah, of course. Definitely. And I want to ask you this too. 90s female hip hop, 2000s female hip hop, or 2010s female hip hop. What you got?
Oh, 90s all day.
90s hip hop.
Yeah, yeah. I could go on and on about 90s in my current playlist.
Yeah, yeah.
Two, ten, I don't know. I like that the new girls are very strong and feminine, and we could do whatever we want. We do exactly what the boys do, but I do
Mm.
think they go too far.
I
I
appreciate that
honestly
answer.
do think they go too far. Like I'm
Appreciate that.
clutching my pearls sometimes when I'm listening to it. Go whoa. So I
Yeah,
say
yeah,
not.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
definitely say 90s hip hop because it was
yeah,
about lyricism.
yeah,
A female had to be just as lyrical as a guy. It didn't matter
yeah,
what you look like. It
yeah.
didn't matter how you
Understood.
dress,
Yeah,
and none of that. You had to
yeah,
come with it and not
yeah,
come from there.
yeah,
Especially coming from battle rap.
yeah.
No.
Got it. For sure, for sure. And I do want to talk about some music before we get up out of here. It's just band because we definitely gonna do this again. And I want to ask you this, right? Why is it so long between songs, right? So we got use me up to hey listen. Why such a big gap? 6 year gap is a long time. Why?
It does seem long when you say it like that, Chase.
Well, yeah, I want to know. I want to dig in to the music.
Me. So I create music slowly. For me,
Yeah.
it when I make an album, I think about it. I put thought. I look for the right beat. I look for the right song. I am not a get a beat off YouTube, spit some rhymes, and drop it on Spotify. I feel
Yeah.
like every song I make
Uh.
needs to be timeless. It needs to be able to stand up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I go slow like that.
Mm.
But the biggest transition between now and then is that I've been an independent artist all this time.
Mm.
And last year I signed a record deal with a major independent.
Nice.
So Hey Listen is that introduction into that.
Mm.
So we're doing a whole new album. So mm, the quick answer is being independent. It take you longer,
Okay.
to create,
Yeah.
but the transition from going independent in this last year to
Mm.
being major independent,
Mm.
it's been great though. But now I feel like I'm already 8 songs into my album. I'm
Mm.
normally not done that fast.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Got it.
So
And yeah.
I don't mean to do it.
Yeah.
you know.
No, I understand. I totally understand. And do you like what's the company that you signed to? You can
It's
plug
called
them.
Groovalation Records, and they're
Nice,
based
nice,
in they're internationally based. They're based
nice,
in Spain,
nice.
and they found me.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's a beautiful
yeah,
relationship when it comes that way.
yeah.
And
Congratulations on that, by the way.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So my deal with them is a 3 album. So
Mm.
definitely much faster than I'm normally used to, but
Yeah, yeah.
we cranking them out. We cranking them out. I
Good, good,
like
good.
this energy though. I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
like that
yeah.
energy.
Yeah,
Constantly working.
yeah, and I'm glad you we got there because with that being said, we got the Hey Listen single, and I do want to ask this right. So that the hook is a Barbie. Is it the Barbie theme song hook? Like, what inspired that hook? Because it's the Barbie theme song.
It's so crazy with the hook.
Yeah,
Though that hook is samples of me
yeah.
from my previous work.
Okay.
And my label, when we first started,
Yeah,
one of the hardest things about transitioning from being independent is I had
yeah,
to remove my label I owned from my
yeah.
name. So I
Mm.
had to go in all of my stuff and take
Yeah.
my Love Is Life Entertainment was my record label and take
Mm.
my name down. And it was hard. I
Oh,
was
okay.
struggling. It's
Yeah,
like that's been my persona. So my production team, they went back and
yeah.
took my old songs. So all of those are samples from my previous songs
Oh, okay.
and
Gotcha,
put it
gotcha.
together.
Because I
So
was
it's
playing it
kind
for
of
somebody, and they was like, "That's the Barbie theme song." I'm like, "What? I don't, I'm a guy, so I don't know what the hell Barbie is." I'm like, "I don't know."
he might have sampled that. I didn't even notice that part in the track.
Yeah,
That beat was produced by a guy named Clyde Richardson.
yeah. That's
And
what's
I
up.
thought it was beautiful because it
Yeah,
kind of made the marriage,
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
solidified the marriage, the
yeah,
old with the new.
yeah,
We're not telling you to cut your life off what you had,
yeah,
but
yeah,
here's something new. But we're
yeah,
going to incorporate that. And
yeah.
when I heard the beat, I was like, oh, I gotta make this.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of
You
course.
know,
Yeah, and like I said, I love chopping it up because you're a businesswoman, and that's the thing with my show. Like people always like, "Oh, you independent." I'm like, no, no, no. I like sign. I like business orientated people. And with that being said, before we get out of here, Miss Just Bam, I gotta ask this: is their album coming out this year?
it is.
Let's
It
get
is coming out this year. We
it.
we almost. I mean, it's. I don't know. I didn't know Hey Listen was gonna do as well as it did. You know what
That
I'm
got
saying?
my
So now
attention. So
yeah, it's like I was like, whoa, okay. So now it's like, what you got now? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But I'm trying not to let the pressure get to me. But yeah,
yeah,
like I said, I'm recording an album right now. I think I have a good 7 songs. I feel like I need a few more to choose from to
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of layer it out. But
yeah.
if we're definitely dropping the album this year, and another single is coming.
Amazing, amazing. And with that being said, Miss Just Bam, my very last question before we get up out of here is this: Out of all the things that you've been through, being signed, getting signed, radio, promo, performances, all of the package deal that's going on with you right now, what is one piece of advice that you would give anyone getting into the entertainment business today?
Ooh, my one piece of advice. Mm. Ooh, that's a hard one. It's a lot of good advice. I would say my one piece of advice is understand your market share.
Mm.
Don't just look at putting it on Spotify. Literally go in and see who is your targeted market.
Mm.
Who are you listening to? Who's pulling you in? I think people get so caught up in the reels and the TikToks and the followers and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's just one little piece
Mm-hmm.
of what you need to be successful. You have to really understand your analytics, and I meet a lot of people who don't even know how to get to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. And with that being said, Miss JusBam, where can people find you? Looking forward to that album, DC's own, represents Nashville, by the way, in
you
Nashville.
know it's got some go in it. You know it's got a go song.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. I'll be waiting for it. Once again, Queen, send me. Where can they plug you? Where can they find you? Are you doing features right now too? What's up?
I'm open to a feature.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely for sure. Now I got to run it through my team. Without I can't
Yes,
just say
yes,
yes
yes, yes.
anymore. But yeah, I
Yes.
definitely would love to do a feature. I love collaborations
Mm-hmm.
with other artists. But you can find me. My website is justbam.com. I'm on all the DSPs, Spotify, Apple, whatever you can think of. If you want to contact me for features or just to do promos, things like this podcast, it's you can reach out to my label at media@grooverelations.com. And I'm real easy. If you Google Just Bam, it'll take you everywhere you need to go.
Yeah.
And I answer my email, so you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Just hit
Yeah.
me up.
Love it, love it. Once again, man, Just Bam, you know the vibes, man. Hey, listen, streaming right here on DJ Chase Radio, man. We out of here, Just Bam. Thank you so much for coming on the platform, Queen. I look forward to hearing the album. We'll talk off air. With that being said, man, DJ Chase Radio, download that DJ Chase Radio mobile app, man. iPhone, Android, YouTube, DJ Chase TV, Spotify Podcast, Apple Podcast, and we out of here. Gia.